Most weightlifters who suffer from lingering shoulder injuries that prevent them from getting 100% back into the gym, they've gone the traditional route of seeing a doctor, working with a physical therapist, and even after doing all the exercises they've prescribed, they still have trouble sleeping on that injured side. And hitting the bench press pain-free feels like a pipe dream. Well, as a specialized shoulder injury physical therapist, I'm here to tell you that it's not your fault and you don't need to rely on temporary fixes such as cortisone injections or anti-inflammatory. The solution is actually far simpler than that, with far fewer side effects. It comes down to treating 3 key areas around your shoulder so it can actually heal and surround that area and support it. I've used this to help thousands of strength athletes to repair their lingering shoulder injuries. And one of those 3 key areas we're going to talk about today, and that is scapular dysfunction. The best scapular dysfunction exercise is without a doubt scapular wall slides, otherwise known as wall slides for strength. And the coolest thing about this is all you need is a wall and a pillowcase to do it. And the scapula, just to give you guys some background, is otherwise known as the shoulder blade. Very simple. All right, and before we dive into the actual video here that's going to explain how we do this exercise, and we're going to show you progression, so make sure you stick around till the end. We're going to tell you about our NTS method that we use really briefly to help people get out of shoulder pain. If you're ready to fix your shoulder pain, get my free shoulder pain fix guide by joining my Facebook group, NTS Shoulder Pain Relief Method. Now, back to the video. Wall slides for strength using a pillowcase. What you want to do is you want to take both arms, keep an 11 grip like this so your wrists are stacked over your elbows, take a staggered stance with your feet, grab a pillowcase, put your arms in that pillowcase, put your arms on the wall. You want to do 2 things to start the exercise. You want to do a chin tuck, meaning you're pushing your head away from the wall, okay? And then the second thing you want to do is you want to push your body away from the wall. And that's going to engage 2 very important muscle groups. Those 2 muscle groups we're going to be engaging is 1, the deep cervical neck flexors here in the neck, and 2 is going to be the serratus anterior under our armpits. All right, now as you're holding the chin tuck in the pushed away position of your trunk, now when you're up 3 to 4 inches on the wall, when you think you're just about done, instead of you pulling the elbows out like most people want to do, you're going to pull the wrists outside of the elbows. So your 11 grip becomes more like a V grip. So you're going to push with your wrist against that pillowcase to turn on the rear delts, the infraspinatus, the teres minor, pretty much the external rotators of the rotator cuff, but you're also going to be hitting the serratus anterior muscle because you're pushing your trunk away as you're holding that position just for 3 seconds. Then you're relaxing everything, resetting, coming back down to start another repetition for your next set. Now, it's important that you feel this, 1, in the neck muscles because you're doing the chin tucks, 2, in the muscles behind the shoulder blades, and 3, in the muscles under the armpits, which is the serratus anterior. And the serratus anterior is the main muscle we're working here. It's going to help our scapula track more properly on the rib cage so it doesn't flare off or it doesn't kind of stick out too much. Now, if you just went through this exercise and you're like, damn, this is really easy, you can pick a smaller pillowcase to do it that way, or even better, we'll show you a second video here, which is a progression using a band and a foam roller. So you're going to perform the exercise the same exact way with the same exact cues, only now your forearms are resting against the foam roller on the wall and you're using a nice kind of thin band wrapped around the wrists. And that's going to give you more resistance to turn on more of the muscles and get more engagement and activation there, right? And for this exercise, whether you're doing the first variation or the second here, the harder one, try and do 2 to 3 sets of about 8 to 12 repetitions with 3-second holds. If you're doing it properly, you should have to rest in between those 8 to 12 repetitions because it's so difficult to do and you should get so much burning under the armpits and the outer muscles that it makes you have to stop early. And if you guys have any questions, put them down below in the comments. I'm happy to answer them for you to help you out with your form or technique or how to modify it or progress it even further. And now you guys have successfully targeted 1 out of the 3 key areas to help fix your shoulder for our NTS method that we use for shoulder pain relief. And that area again is going to be scapular dysfunction. All right, if you go back, you can watch some of our other videos where we talk about the other 2 areas, which is neck referral and thoracic spine restrictions. Once you're able to target those other 2 areas we didn't talk too much about that I just mentioned, it will begin to strengthen, release tension, and pave the way for proper healing to take place. I just created a free training around this process that I've used to target these 3 key areas that has now helped thousands of strength athletes to repair their lingering shoulder injuries, including showing you which exactly these areas are and what you can do right now to start targeting them. If you want a copy, text me the word shoulder to 1-475-241-7993 and I'll be sure to send that right over. And as always, guys, be sure to like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.